Now we're ready to animate the lunch items. So check our layers first. I've got splash and breakfast turned off and just lunch on here like this. I've already gone through and created the buttons here. So now we've just got to add the animation, and we're going to do exactly the same as we did in the first one for consistency. We'll fly in from the top for the header. We will fade in and set the timing at 1.25 seconds for the photograph, and on the times we're going to choose fly in from bottom. So that's the animation there. Now we've got to trigger it for the lunch button here. So we'll come over and we'll choose animation, and we'll come down here and choose it. Notice as this gets longer, it's going to get a little bit more awkward to choose the options. We'll have the lunch header. And of course, this is the importance of naming them logically so that they're easy to find in this list. Animation, and then we will have lunch hours. Where's that? Did I not name that one? I did not. Naughty me. So we'll go to button 14. The first thing I'm going to do is come back to this button and rename it lunch hours, like that. That way we'll go back to our button here and notice it's automatically changed it like that. So we'll go to our timer. We'll remember that one, and we'll select the header and the photo, and we'll link them like this. So let's test this out. We'll come to our animation panel, our preview panel, click here, and there it comes in. But it's coming in automatically. We haven't turned some items off, so we'll go back here, animation, and here we'll turn off on page load, turn off on page load, turn off on page load. We'll preview it again, and we'll go to lunch. I clicked breakfast, but nothing happened because the layer was hidden. Click on lunch, there it just loads like that. So now we've got to look at them all together. So if I come over to our layers, turn the splash and breakfast on like this, preview it, and we'll hit breakfast, comes on perfectly, lunch. And lunch comes on, but breakfast is still there. And this is where you've got to be really picky. So we've got to come through into our buttons, and let's click on our lunch button here again. And again, as we did in the previous movie, we've got to choose show hide buttons. So the home button, the splash text, we definitely do not want on anytime. The breakfast photo we don't want on. The breakfast header we don't want on. And the breakfast hours we don't want on. The lunch header we want on. Lunch photo we want on. Lunch hours we want on, like that. So pretty much got it. And I'm just going to leave these buttons here as an X because they'll just stay on automatically. It's not going to change it one way or the other, but since they're permanently on, I really don't need to do this, although I probably would if I were doing this as a project. So let's preview it here, and then let's bring in our lunch. And there we bring in our lunch, and it comes in. We go to breakfast. Oh, look, the breakfast is there, but the lunch has remained. So now we've got to go back to our breakfast button here. And in the show hide buttons, we got to scroll down, and look, there we have our lunch photographs here. We've got to make sure that they are turned off in this. So I think you can see that as your project gets bigger, this can get a lot more complicated. Making sure that items get turned on and off. We'll go to splash. Oh, look at splash. We've got their lunch still on. So now we've got to go back to our home button here, and we've got to show hide buttons in this one as well. So there's our lunch hours. We turn this one off, this one off, this one off, and if we go up, we'll see that the breakfast photo and header hours would still be on had we moved to the splash page from breakfast. So let's try it again. Well, we definitely want the splash text on, so we'll just click that, although it's not absolutely necessary. So there's breakfast, lunch, back to the home page, and there is breakfast. Everything's working perfectly. Just got to do the dinner one, and there's nothing new. I'll do it in the next movie, but again, it's just turning on and off buttons when they're not needed.